What up, YouTube? Plant here, and today I want to talk about a little thing called DRM. Now, as you may have noticed, Ubisoft may have delisted the game Assassin's Creed Liberations HD, and people are rightfully angry about it. But if you pull up the game, you will see that the recent reviews are overwhelmingly negative. And you might ask yourself why. Well, if you look at the notice, it says DLC for this product and online elements and features will become unavailable as of September 1st, 2022. The base game will continue to be playable. Now, let me tell you, that was what they did after the backlash. Before the backlash, they were going to make the whole game unplayable, okay? They were going to take it from your library. They were going to make it so that even if you paid money for this game, you couldn't play it. And that's just bullshit. I'm sorry, but developers taking away access to a game that you paid for, to a game that you bought with your own money, that's fucked, okay? I don't care who you are. If you buy something, it should be yours. But in the modern world that we live in, DRM basically says that if you buy a game on Steam, you're not buying the game, you're buying a license to play the game. A license which the developers can take away from you at any time. And that's why I always support buying physical games if it's a game that you feel you enjoy. Now, I do have a small collection of physical games, but honestly, I kind of don't take my own advice here. And I buy a lot of my games digitally because it's a lot more convenient. But I do realize that a lot of publishers can and sometimes do take down their products and don't allow you to play them. And to me, that is just awful. A great example was when the original GTA trilogy was delisted, and Rockstar basically replaced it with the HD collection, which, as we know, was fucking terrible. Publishers should not have full control like that to just take a game away from you. But unfortunately, that's the world that we live in today, with digital marketplaces and, places like Steam and stuff like that. So that's why I buy some of the older games that I have on GOG. A good example is I have the original Metal Gear for PC with controller support, and I have Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty as well on PC, because I really enjoy the older Metal Gears. The only one that I couldn't find was Metal Gear Solid 3, but it's not a big deal because I have the HD collection for the Xbox 360. So anytime I want to hop into those games, I can, because I own the disc. I own a physical copy of those games. And it's just nice to be able to say that I can play those games without the fear of the publisher being able to take away my access to them. And that's why I'm against DRM, personally. Not to mention the fact that DRM bogs down your system. You have things like de novo, which basically inhibit performance in video games. We saw that with Doom. And we saw DRM with the likes of Valorant that need very low-level system permissions to be able to do what it does. And I don't know about you, but I take my computer's security and what games can do with my system very seriously, so I refuse to play games like Valorant personally. Some people are okay with it. I'm not, because it just creeps me out that a game can have such low level access to my system. Also, if I really wanted to, I could make a virtual machine, install Valorant, and then allocate some video memory to it. But I haven't decided to do that because I just have no interest in the game. My point is, DRM is a lot more hassle than it's worth, whether it be because of game performance or because a publisher can take away access to a game that you enjoy. DRM to me is just a giant clusterfuck, and it always will be. I understand companies' rights to protect themselves from things like piracy and things like their content being stolen. I understand that. But when it comes to the detriment of people who actually bought the content and the people that paid hard money for the games that they enjoy, and then you just say that you can just restrict our access to these games, that's a little fishy. That's a little messed up to me. And it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, honestly. And I really think that these companies need to reconsider how they conduct business as far as DRM is concerned and the way that they list their games. Because a lot of publishers, it seems, lately are taking these games, remastering them, or in some cases just removing them. And then what they'll do is they'll take the remastered version and then they'll delist the old versions of the games. And that's just fucked to me. That's just not okay. Because there's a reason why people still go back and play the old version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You want to know why? Because it wasn't a clusterfuck that was farmed out to a third-party company. That was back when Rockstar made good games. Okay? And a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for these older titles. It's just sad to see that these publishers obviously care about money more than they do about their catalog and their library. So, to me, DRM has always been detrimental to the gaming industry. It always will be. And it will always be a burden to consumers because at any time, a company can come in and say that, you don't own this game anymore, even though you rightfully bought it, even though you went through the proper legal channels to obtain it. And that to me is just basically one giant slap in the face by game publishers. Anyway, this has been a pretty short video, but I wanted to get something out for tomorrow. If you want to come hang out with me on Twitch, follow me at twitch.tv/plant923. And we can go play some games. I've been playing Phantom Dust on my channel recently, so come check that out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.